Oh shit.
Alright, so my hair is at like that awkward stage of regrowth, so we're wearing hats now. I don't know. What do we think? Hello everyone, it's Annabelle from Reading Geek, and today I'm going to be giving you my August TBR along with my Avatar The Last Page Turner TBR. Did you hear about it? Did you hear about the Avatar Readathon? Well, it starts today, so we're just a little bit late. It starts today, so we're a little bit late on sharing our TBR, but you know, we're doing it. We're doing it now. So the Avatar The Last Page Turner Readathon runs from August 1st to August 14th, and it is a readathon with a purpose to uplift BIPOC author voices and stories. I made sure to only pick up BIPOC books by BIPOC authors, so I'm really excited to share those with you. The prompts all fall under the different elements: earth, water, fire, and air. And then there's an ultimate prompt that's going to fall under the avatar state. We have 4 different hosts who each represent a different element. Those are Kevs for earth, K for water, Ben for fire, and Bin for air. So I'm going to link all the hosts' socials down below, as well as the Avatar The Last Page Turner Twitter page down below as well, so you can check it out if you want to join. It's never too late to join. It's a 2-week long readathon. I think you guys have enough, by the time I post this, you have enough time to join and get through the prompts, I swear. So let's go through all the prompts and the books I will be reading. And then after that, I will also share the other books I plan on reading in the month of August with you. Okay, so for the first element, water, the prompts are: read a book with a blue cover, read a book with water on the cover, read a book with an Indigenous MC by an Indigenous author. And there are also Instagram challenges, and for this one it is to take a picture on water and post it to your bookstagram. For this one, I'm kind of hoping there's a rainy day within these couple of weeks so that I can take a picture with my umbrella. If not, catch me in my shower, because that's the only place we finna get water. For this one, I actually ordered a book and it should be arriving in like the next couple of days. I'm hoping for tomorrow or the 3rd. But it is an anthology series, and I'm gonna read off my phone what it is. And that book is a sort of midnight blue in the night sky. If you do not know, waterbenders are most powerful at night. So, you know, I totally put that into account here. And the book is Love Beyond Body, Space, and Time. It is an Indigenous LGBT sci-fi anthology. That sounds super cool, first of all. And it is edited by Hope Nicholson, with David Alexander Robertson as a contributor. And it consists of a whole bunch of different stories from different Indigenous authors. It is a collection of Indigenous science fiction and urban fantasy focusing on LGBT and Two-Spirit characters. These stories range from a transgender woman trying an experimental transition medication to young lovers separated through decades and meeting far in their own future. And those are just a few of the stories. Like, looking at the list, there's a whole bunch of stories, and I'm totally into the sci-fi and the weird fantasy, so I'm really excited to read that, especially it being LGBTQIA and Indigenous. I'm gonna be able to experience stories from multiple authors here, so that's gonna be really, really cool. The next element is the element of earth, and I actually have my book for this one, so no worries. I'm actually going to start reading some books because I do have some of my prompts with me in hand. And for the element of earth, the prompts are: read a book with a green or brown cover, read a book with nature on the cover, read a book with a black MC by a black author, and the bookstagram challenge for this one is to take a picture in nature or of nature. Along those lines, I have some shrubbery next to the apartment building that I could take a picture with. I'm like not gonna go anywhere too far from my apartment, but also across the street there's like this abandoned like garage that just has like vines and shrubbery growing over, and it's beautiful and green, so maybe I can creep on over there and take a picture. So my book for this prompt is one I'm really excited for, and it is Wow, No Thank You by Samantha Irby. It's a collection of essays, and I hear it's really funny. The praise on here says it's super funny. It says, be prepared to totally lose control of the noises that come out of your body while reading. And I myself am someone who has like very physical or vocal reactions to the things I'm reading if they really hit me. And I love comedy. For a long time, when I wasn't actually like reading a lot, the only books I read were like memoirs and essays by like funny women, so like Mindy Kaling's books or Tina Fey's book. I can't be destroying this book. It has like a tiny tear because I put it on my wall shelf, and sometimes stuff falls over, and I guess it fell one too many times and like tore a little bit. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's a collection of essays in which I think she touches on topics about her new bourgeoisie life, and she does it in a funny way. So I'm really excited for that one. And obviously this one's green. It has a brown bunny rabbit that is brown and nature, and Samantha Irby is a Black author. So that's how it follows those prompts, and I'm excited for this one. I'm really excited. So the next book, I actually don't have it yet. A lot of my books for August are new releases. They're all like coming out August 4th. So I'm super excited for that. For Fire, the prompts are read a book with a red or orange cover, read a book with fire on the cover, read a book with a Latinx MC by a Latinx author, and the Bookstagram challenge is to dress like the Fire Lord. So I guess do some sort of cosplay action. I saw in some of the host videos them describing like maybe implementing like candles or fire in a safe way. So, you know, I'm just gonna light some candles, settle down, relax, and take a picture. I feel like I should like make like hot cocoa or hot coffee or something and like have the steam rising up. I don't know. I like to think up the ideas, but do I execute them? Very rarely. And for this one, I have two very different books by Latinx authors, and they both have a little bit of red on the cover. The first one is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Basterica, and this is actually like an acclaimed novel that has been published in Argentina for a few years now. The translation is just now coming out on August 4th here in America. And I'm like excited but really anxious and scared about this one. This is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi dystopian novel in which cannibalism is a norm because animal meat, so like cattle, is now toxic. So humans are being bred for meat. There are actually like meat packing plants in which human beings are slaughtered. So we have, I guess, the humans that get to live regular lives, and then the humans that are bred for meat. And our MC is actually somebody that works at one of these packing plants, and one day he receives this luxurious gift. Guess what it is? A human being that is to be slaughtered. But he starts having like these kind of moral crises, you know what I'm saying? He starts having a moral dilemma, and he's just wondering like, why are we doing this? This is kind of fucked up. And I believe it does have some social commentary on our current world. I hear it's pretty freaking gruesome, you know what I'm saying? Thankfully, it's a pretty short novel. I think it's just over 200 pages, but that's something I'm really excited to read. The next book is one that's completely different, and even if I don't end up reading this one or the other one for the challenge, I will read them in the month of August regardless. And the next one is You Had Me At Ola by Alexis Daria. I mean, like, look at this cover. That's William Levy. That's passion. That is fiery passion. I don't know if they were super specific on that prompt, but I see fire. I see she's wearing a red dress. It's written by a Latinx author with Latinx characters. I mean... Okay, so this one is one I'm super excited for. I've never read a Latinx rom-com before, and I'm like a sucker for rom-coms. I love them so much. And this one has telenovela vibes, literally set on the set of a telenovela. So it follows these two actors who have gone through kind of like career-ending situations, I guess, like PR situations, I would say. And they both are asked to be a part of a new streaming sort of kind of Jane the Virgin-esque television show in which there is a romantic comedy. So it's a rom-com within a rom-com. And both of them decide to help each other out and rehearse at home, help each other rehearse. And I'm sure that a spark flies, fire ensues. That fiery passion I was talking about. Anyway, I'm really excited to read this one. A rom-com set on a telenovela? Like, let's go. All these books that I've been mentioning, these last two books are actually on my summer anticipated reads video, and they are all finally arriving, so that video is going to become irrelevant very soon. So please check it out if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure I describe their synopses a lot better there than here. The next one is Air, and for this one it is Wanted. So you can't see it, but I'm bachateando. Is that a word? For the element of air, the prompts are: read a book with a white cover, read a book with air on the cover, flying creatures, wings, etc. Read a book with an Asian MC and an Asian author. And for the Bookstagram challenge, it is to take a picture as an air nomad. I did see that the I was gonna say Avatar. The host for Air already posted his challenge picture, Bin, and he kind of took a picture in a yoga pose, like sitting cross-legged on the ground. So I might do some kind of a yoga pose. I don't know what that yoga pose is called. I'm sorry. You know, I don't know. I'm like speculating and like talking about doing these challenges, but will I actually do the Bookstagram challenges? I don't know. I have so many challenges I need to do. I like my nails. For this one, I chose Pizza Girl by Jean Kyung Fraser. It is also on my summer anticipated reads, and I'm really excited to read this one. It is a, well, first of all, it's sort of like an off-white color, but I'm gonna call it white. The author is half Korean, as well as the unnamed narrator, which is a 18-year-old pregnant pizza girl who's at a crossroads in life right now. She's dealing with what she's going to do in her future, as well as grieving the loss of her father and kind of figuring out who she is in the world. And along with that, she ends up becoming obsessed with one of her customers, who is this young or middle-aged, I'm not entirely sure, mother who relies on getting a pickled cover pizza every week in order to keep her son happy. I believe a relationship ensues between the two, and that is all I know. I've heard great things about this one, that it's absolutely hilarious, but also goes into very dark places as well. So I'm super excited for it. It's also very, very short. It has this beautiful cover that may or may not cover the last prompt. No, I have another one for the last prompt. Let's get to it. Our last like culmination of prompts is to finally reach the avatar state. And for this one, we are asked to read a book with multiple colors on the cover: red, blue, green, white. Read a book with a chosen one trope. Read a book with a diverse cast of POC by authors of color. And then the challenge is to take a picture of your TBR stack. I will do that soon when I have all of my books. Or take a picture of yourself having all the elemental powers, or some, I guess. So the book I chose for this one is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. N.K. Jemisin is a Black author. She is known for having pretty diverse casts of characters, so those two fit into those tropes. Also, this has a lot of different colors on the cover. Are they the ones that were specifically asked for? No, but you know what I'm saying? There's blue, there's yellow, which I'm saying is an offset of green, blue and yellow. We have orange and red, which I mean pink, orange and pink, which I would say go into the Fire Nation, as well as blue, which is obviously water. So I think this one is a perfect pick for the last, for reaching the avatar state. And I'm just really excited for this one. Basically, it follows these different people that I guess are chosen to be avatars for all of the boroughs of New York City and have to save the city from some kind of evil. So I think that kind of fits into a chosen one trope kind of situation. But you know what? I'm really excited to read this one. I've had this one on my shelf for quite some time, and I just haven't had the time to get to it. We finally have a reason. This is what I'm starting to find I really like about readathons. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was the last book for the Avatar The Last Page Turner readathon. I'm super excited for this. I don't think I'm gonna be vlogging it, but I will be live tweeting my reading as well as posting updates on my Instagram stories. I am someone who frequently likes to do that. So if you guys do not follow me on Instagram, please do that. And I will also post pictures and reviews of them on there. And obviously at the end of the month, I will talk about these books in my wrap up. The first book that I am reading outside of the readathon as part of a book club, which is the Latinx Read To book club on Bookstagram. I will link them down below. It is Felix Ever After by Kaysen Callender. The book follows Felix, who is a young trans man who is dealing with issues of self-love. Because he is queer, black, and trans, he feels like he is part of almost too many marginalized groups to be loved, which is really sad. So I believe the story is about him finally learning to love himself. Something happens where someone leaks photos of his pre-transitioning self. And then after that, a sort of love triangle ensues. I don't know how. Some kind of catfishing situation happens. I don't know. This sounds like a really fun YA read. And I'm really excited to see Felix's journey of self-love and self-discovery. So that's that. And also, if you'd like to join, we're going to have a Zoom meeting in which we discuss this book at the end of the month. If you check out the Latinx Reads To Instagram page, which will be linked down below. The next book that I am reading is Luster by Raven Leilani. This is another one of the books that are from my summer anticipated reads. It comes out August 4th, and it has an absolutely beautiful cover, which I think can also fit. Actually, all these books can even Felix can fit into the Avatar The Last Airbender Last Page Turner readathon. Follows a 20-something-year-old black woman who is a struggling artist and somehow becomes involved in a relationship with a married man, and then she becomes friends with that woman, and I think it's just like this whole convoluted mess, and it's just about how hard your 20s are. So I think if you just listen to, it reminds me of SZA's 20-something. That's it. That is my synopsis for this book. Listen to SZA's 20-something to get the gist of what I think this book is. Obviously, I'm not going to know entirely what it's about until I read it, but this is one of the books that I'm super excited for, so can't wait to read that one. The other book that I am reading, I will be listening to it on audiobook, and it is Midnight in Chernobyl, which is another book for another book club, but this is a close-knit book club, so it's not like it's not on social. I'm also really excited to read this. This is the only one that I think is super different. It is a nonfiction sort of journalistic view of the nuclear disaster that happened in Chernobyl. If you haven't heard of it, check out the book. That's all I have to say for that one. Okay, so lastly, I talked about this in one of my previous videos and haven't been able to do it till now, but I'm going to pick a book that I have in here. I have a whole bunch of little post-its kind of folded up, and I'm gonna pick one at random from my physical TBR, and these are books that have been sitting on my shelf for ages. So that I could get through them, I'm going to pick one out at random, and we're adding it to our August TBR. So let's check out which book I picked. This is exciting. All right. What will it be? Please be something good. It's Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Ibanez, which, by the way, I was supposed to read for the Reading Rush and I dropped it for Cantoras, so I guess we're gonna pick up Woven in Moonlight again. So Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Ibanez is a fantasy set in a world inspired by Bolivia, in which a young woman is the decoy condesa, and she has to go on this adventure to save her people and release them from the control of this man who usurped their country, basically, and usurped the throne, and they want to take the throne back. I'm like 50 pages into that book, so I guess it's a good time to pick it up again and finish it. Basically, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm super excited for the readathon, the Avatar The Last Page Bender. Anyway, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know if you plan on participating in the Avatar The Last Page Turner readathon. And yeah, I'm really excited to go through this. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog. I highly doubt it, but I will be on my Instagram stories and on my Twitter account, so please be sure to follow me there as well, and I will see you all next time. It now. It runs from August 1st. Oh, fuck, my lisp. My lisp. Y'all, I don't normally have a lisp, but it just happens during filming. It just happens during filming.